Alrighty, what's up guys? Getting ready for a short ride today. Just wanted to try out a new jacket I got for the summer seasons because it's about to get very, very hot here in Little Rock, Arkansas. And for those that aren't used to, this region of the states, it also gets extremely humid. So that kind of sucks. So the jackets I was wearing were probably not conducive to I mean, they're good for safety, but not good for the temperatures out here. So let's get that going, and then we'll do some updates while we ride, because I think we might be having some exciting things happening soon. But we'll see, we'll see. But here she is, our ride for the day, the only one. And yeah, let's go ahead and get going. I haven't started her in a while, so we'll see if she needs a little pressure to get back, and we'll probably need to get some gas too. Oh wow, easy peasy. Don't mind my text from my dad, but yeah, here we go. I love that. A real American sound right there. Oh yeah, buddy. Alright, let's get her out of the garage. So the way it's advertised is that it's for hot temperatures, and so I mean, like, being in Arkansas, it's gonna get really freaking hot here. So I wanted something that was gonna be a little more comfortable, especially if I'm gonna continue riding out here. So we'll see. I mean, comfortability wise, it's oh, that's nice. Oh, guys, this is really nice. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a hoodie, and it's got venting on the sides, so like where your obliques are, and then like your armpit area, and then it goes down to your inner forearm. It like vents out really nice. Like, it's about 80 degrees outside, but I feel comfortable in this jacket right now. I don't feel like I'm struggling whatsoever. This is great. This is awesome. So yeah, I guess I'll give you guys an update of what's gonna be happening. So my lady, well, kind of got upset with me. So what happened was, I hosted a barbecue at the house, and then invited all of our work friends, my work friends, her work friends. And I have a lot of hobbies, so I guess you could consider myself like a jack of all trades but a master of none, because I like to do a lot of things. I like to, have a variety of just like things that I can do. And so when our guests came over, they saw that I had 4 guitars. 2 of them are mounted on the wall. Those are electric guitars. I like to do a little bit of mixology when I can drink. And then I do like to game. I do consider myself an avid gamer. I have quite the setup. I spent copious amounts of money, but that's how it is. I just like to do those kinds of things. And then, ooh, that's nice. And then, like, yeah, I got the motorcycle and like gym and all that stuff. And so like our guests came over and they were like, oh, I didn't know that you like doing this and that and this and that and that and this. And my lady was like, oh, yeah, that's not me, that's my husband. And they're like, oh, well, what do you like to do? And she went, work. I like to work. So now I'm in trouble because I made her look like she doesn't do anything. So we had a discussion like, well, babe, what would you like to do? What are like some things that you'd want to like do? And maybe like it's something that we can do together. And I like threw out some options, like no. And so I just like did a little shot in the dark. I was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna mention this hobby, and then and see what she thinks. And so I was like, well, would you like to get into motorcycle riding? And immediately she was like, yes, I'd like to do that. I'd like to do that with you. I was like, oh, dude, sick. So I was like, okay, well, let's talk about it. Let's get a game plan of like what you would like to do, like what kind of riding do you want to do? And I asked her if she wanted to get into cruisers because that's what I ride, and she went, no, absolutely not. And I was like, why? And she was like, well, they're too big, they're too heavy, and I don't want to ride like that. I don't want that kind of style. And I was like, okay, I mean, like, to each their own, for sure. And I'm not saying like this is a smaller bike. I probably wouldn't get this bike as a beginner bike either, but I had her sit on it, and like it just like confirmed her thoughts on it. She was like, yeah, no, this is not for me. So I was like, okay, let's go to a dealer, and then you can at least sit on some stuff, and then you can kind of like feel out what it is that you want to go for, because like you got your nakeds, you got your dual sports, your sport bikes, probably not super sports, but just kind of looking at options. And we went to a Suzuki, a Yamaha that also fronted as a Honda, and she liked the Ninja 500. She liked the R3. She hated all the nakeds. She did not like the dual sports. I already said that she doesn't like cruisers. That was like hands down. So I was like, okay, fair enough. You want to go the sport route. I get it. So I was asking around, like, okay, what is like the one that like you really vibe with? And I mean, because like she hasn't ridden it yet, so she has to do the course first, and then she can like actually lock into making a decision into getting something. But she really liked the R3, and I was like, okay, cool. And then she also mentioned that like, okay, well, I want to be able to like feel like I'm doing something with you, because like you're on a cruiser. And I was like, well, yeah, it's just going to be a different style of riding, but I can like still ride with you, alongside with you. She's like, yeah, yeah, that's fair. I just wanted to see if we could match. And I was like, that's fair, I get that. And happy wife, happy life. So I was looking into some sport bikes for myself, and like I could keep both bikes, so then we'd have like if I bought myself a sport bike, I could keep this guy, and then a sport bike for myself, and then one for her. But we just don't have the garage space for 3 bikes and 2 cars, and with the weather that's in Little Rock, especially with like the tornadoes and stuff that can happen, we definitely want to keep our vehicles inside and just avoid all the insurance nonsense. So I don't know, I was kind of like bouncing back and forth between like selling my bike and then getting a sport bike, or keeping both of them. And I right now I'm kind of leaning towards selling it so I can have a sport bike, so that my lady and myself, even, we can have like some semblance of like togetherness when we're riding. So like it's kind of like a different vibe, and like it's totally unnecessary. I totally understand that, and like I get it, but she's been accommodating me throughout my whole life because of my career, and we have to move all the time, and sometimes we move to places that are just not really ideal. Oklahoma being one of them. I'm not bagging on anybody from Oklahoma. I'm just saying, as a Californian, that's not for me. So like, yeah, she's been accommodating me basically all my life since I signed my soul away to the Air Force. And so I figured, like, if there was something that I could do for her, like, it might as well be this, so that we can do something together and feel like we're actually having a hobby together. And I know this is like the total Chad of a bike, total fuckboy of a bike, but the science behind it is sweet. I was looking at a BMW S1000RR. Those things are sweet, and like, it's not like one of those things where like, oh, as a kid I've always wanted one, and now like I can do it. Like, no, I didn't really know about the BMW bikes all that much. I knew about their like R90s, whatever. They're cafe racers and they're cruisers.
and I thought those were all right looking. Not really my vibe, but I really like the look of the 24 S1000RR, and then the 25 one. I don't know. I kind of like the 25 one. Not that I would use the winglets. I would never be, unless I go on the track and learn how to do that stuff. I'd never be using the winglets on public roads because I wouldn't be going that fast. But the technology behind those bikes is awesome. It is so cool. So if you get the base model S1000RR, you get all the tech, like the TFT and all that stuff. And I think BMW's by far has the best displays on their bikes. It's just so smooth. It's just awesome. And I guess the difference between last year's to this year's is all the ride modes are now included. There's another ride mode that's in there. I forgot what it was called. Was it dynamic ride? So, whatever. There's an extra ride mode that's now included with the bike. So that's pretty sweet. Now the color schemes are really awesome. The silver one, I forgot what it's called. It's Bluestone or something like that. And when you're looking at it directly, it's silver. It's just marketing, right? It's just flat out silver. But when you're looking at it from a distance and you got the sun kind of glinting on it, it does have a shade of blue. It's pretty sweet. And you gotta get either the silver or the M package, so the tricolor with the white. You gotta get those two to at least have the designs on the face of the bike where it says double R on it. Because you want to show off. You're spending that kind of money, you want to show off what it is, and damn dude, that's a S1000RR. That's a sweet bike. So you gotta punch on a little extra cash for that bad boy. Let's go right, because I have no idea where I'm going. But if you get the base model, which I'm not saying the flat black is bad or anything. I'm not. It still looks freaking sweet, something that Batman would ride. But you don't get the designs on it, and then you don't get the electronic suspension. And I think the science behind that's pretty sweet, how it adapts to the current ride. And then you get the M seat, which for me, I prefer the base seat rather than the M seat, just because I'm already on my toes with the normal seat, and the M seat I think increases the seat height to 33 inches. So when I sat on the M package that had the M seat, I was on the edge of my toes. I was kind of wild. So if I go through with it, which I already have my name on one, I'll explain that later. But if I go through with it, which I did, I'm gonna have to be standing on get comfortable with standing on one side of the bike, which that would be kind of annoying. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. Us short kings have to make do with what we got. But the what is it? The Akropovich exhaust is pretty sweet on the M package. It just it sounds awesome. There's not too much of a difference between the base model exhaust and the M package exhaust, other than the tip being carbon fiber. And I think that the M package exhaust actually has lighter of a tone, so there's more bass on the base model exhaust, whereas the M package one, it sounds more the way I would describe it is it's got a sound as if you're on a Formula 1 car, which I don't know about you guys, but I think that's pretty freaking cool, dude. Let's go straight, actually. That I just think it's so cool that a bike can just sound like that. It's so cool. And then I already talked about the tech and all that stuff, but yeah, overall, I really like the design of the bike. I like everything that comes with the bike. Yeah, it does come with a cost, but hey, it's a BMW, right? And then I was doing a butt ton of research on reliability and stuff, and I don't know, I saw some things about my engine blew up after I did a tune, or I did this, or whatever. I don't know, that probably voids the warranty. And especially if you're modding your bike, before the break-in period, because there's always, like, all manufacturers have their own version of a break-in period maintenance check to make sure that the bike is running the way it's supposed to be, and then also to like align like the paperwork with the like for example with the BMW, to align it with BMW's like how they do things. But like, yeah, if you're screwing with stuff before the break-in period and like something happens, then like it's up to the gods, man. Like I get it. Like there are some aspects where like legit things happen, but I don't know. Tuning your bike. It's a four-way. Yeah, it's a four-way. Tuning your bike during the break-in period would not be something that I'd be comfortable doing, especially if something were to happen, and especially if something is as premium as a BMW, because what, you're paying like minimum 21K for like the base model, and then if you start going up to the M package, depending on what you have on the bike, you're probably looking like 26K ish, around there, that ballpark. And then like something happens, now you got to pay that BMW premium price for parts and all that. Like, you just don't want to go through all that. So I don't know. I think the research that I've done, all that to say, is that the BMWs, at least like 24 and up, are quite reliable, and that's pretty sweet. And I kind of like veered away from the Ducati, even though the Ducati was kind of life-changing when I test rode it, because the closest servicer to me, where I'm stationed currently, is Tulsa, and Tulsa is about 4-5 hours away one way. So that would just freaking blow if like something happened to the bike where I needed to take it to a shop, and then I got to do that ride, or like load up my bike on the truck and figure my life out for the next 4 or 5 hours, and then you gotta like stay there, because I don't want to go back home, do that drive, and then, you know, when they tell me the bike is ready, freaking drive up and then go pick up the bike. So as you saw there, overjudged that turn, but hey, we fixed it. Trying to work on that trail braking stuff. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't want to have to drive or ride that far to do maintenance checks on my bikes. And the BMW, like, I'm not saying 2 hours one way is not long. It is, but 2 hours is much better than a 5-hour ride. And so I guess at this point, that's a good segue to talk about what I did that also made my lady upset. So I was shopping around for the bikes, and I was mainly looking for like 2024 models, because a lot of dealers still had 24s brand new, and like they got to get rid of them. But there were some amenities that the 24s didn't come with, and BMW is doing this thing where like if you buy the 25, your first maintenance check is free. And so I looked up like what that 600-mile break-in period maintenance check would cost me, and it could range from like $350 to $500, and you'd have to pay for that if you got a 24 model, because that lump of that maintenance check being for free is only for the 25 model. So there you go. And you gotta, and they also have a window. So for those of you that have a 25 S1000 RR, so something I learned is that yes, your first maintenance check is free, but you gotta do it no later than, I believe it was 750 miles. If you do it after the 750 miles, you're cooked. You gotta pay for it yourself. So I'd probably recommend, you know, getting it done as soon as possible. Yeah, so the maintenance check would be free on a 25, and the difference with, though, like your interest rates are going to be a little higher for the 25s, because that's like the next best thing, whereas the 24, the interest rates are a little less. So I was kind of like doing some bookkeeping, because it's not a matter of like, can I afford it or can I not. I'm very blessed in the fact that I can do these things, I can have fun, I can afford these things, and you know, I work hard for what I do. So it's just more of a fact of like I want to be smart with my money. Like I want to make sure that if I'm paying for this is what I'm getting. I don't want to have to pay anything extra and then like do bookkeeping. If like, oh, if I had done this, then I actually lost this much amount of money. Like I it's super ADHD on my part, but I do like a lot of research on what costs would be like and stuff if I buy these toys. I guess I should speed up a little bit, just kind of chatting away. But yeah, so that's kind of like the thing I was looking into. And so I found I had to go back to Little Rock, because I'm not going to be right. If I bought the bike in Cali, I wouldn't be riding the bike all the way from Cali to Little Rock. That would freaking blow. And like, don't get me wrong, S1000 is a pretty comfortable bike for a super sport. Like I actually like felt very comfortable swinging a leg over it. Was it the same as the V2? No, but the V2 and the S1000 are little different. They're in different families, I guess, if you will, with the kind of riding that you'd be doing. So I had to look into like shipping, unless I like went somewhere that was a little closer to Little Rock, and then I did like a ride over there, and then even that would be a distance, because the closest BMW servicer and dealer for that would be Memphis, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But yeah, so Memphis would be the thing. So I found a dealer that would also ship, and you could lump the shipping cost into the loan of the bike or into the cost of the bike, and then you can just pay it outright. And I found a bike that I really liked. It had all the amenities, it had all these extra bits, but the problem was it was a demo bike, and someone had bought it, and then either the dude that bought it couldn't afford it or changed their mind or something. Something happened after they ran through all the paperwork, and so they bailed on the bike. And then what the guy told me was they can no longer label the bike as new. It has to be labeled as used, and therefore the interest rates would be much higher because it's now a used bike. And so I was like, that's kind of lame. That was really dumb. And at that point, like, okay, you're financing, if I were to finance, you'd be financing the interest rates, but I don't like paying a high interest rate payment, because you know that money's just going to the bank. Like I want it to be going towards the bike. So and especially like in today's market, right? So that was kind of lame. And so I budgeted out like what it would look like if I had bought the 24 compared to buying a 25 with the M package in Memphis. And it came out to, after like the shipping, after paying for the first service and all that stuff, like theoretical costs, right? It actually came out to where the 24 would be about a couple $100 more than a brand new 25. And a lot of that was because I'd have to pay for shipping. And even with the shipping though, right, they were like, yeah, it's gonna take 6 to 8 weeks for you to get your bike. And so I'm like, well, dude, if I'm already paying for the bike, like I don't want to be paying for a bike that like isn't even here, and then say like you send me the bike and then like it's fucked, it's got issues with it, like that's just a nightmare. I don't want to be dealing with that. So I elected to go with the 25 model with Memphis, and the gentleman was super cool, so that I was working with. So basically what happened with the one that I basically signed my name on was someone had also bought it, and then I guess like they changed their mind and basically said, I don't want it anymore, can I have my deposit back? And so they gave him back his deposit, and they still labeled it as new, so I still get the lower-ish interest rate with the bike. And so I actually did the 2-hour ride, because what happened was I called the dealer asking like, hey, is this bike still available? And they're like, yeah, but someone else from Little Rock is also looking into the bike, and they're coming in tomorrow, so just make sure that you keep that in mind if you do go through with the 2-hour ride. because they had two. They had the M package with the tricolor, and then they had the silver one, which like all the price increase was basically for the color and the premium package, which like for me, like that's a must. I need to have the premium package because of cruise control. Cruise control is a life changer. Like, dude, I highly recommend it, and especially if you're going to be riding a super sport and you want it to be somewhat like comfortable, like you might as well use that amenity. So the silver one, like it looked fine, but like I really want that, that tricolor. It's just so cool. It's so nice. But I got off work and I was like, fine, I'm gonna do the 2-hour drive today, or not today, but like at the time, I'm gonna do it today and check out the bike and see if this is something that I like really want to invest myself in. And so I went to the dealer. I did the 2-hour drive. Brutal drive, because the road that you take, the 2 hours, is also a trucking route. And when I went, everyone and their mother had some delivery to do, so all the freaking semis were on the road. So that was kind of tough. This jacket's freaking comfortable, dude. It's got the armor, so it's got like the flexible elbow armor, and then the shoulder armor, and then it's got the inserts so you can put the chest armor and then the back armor on. But like the wind flow, the ventilation is awesome, dude. It's hot out, and I feel good. This is good. This is awesome. Oh yeah, buddy. Oh yeah, I love that. Yeah, well, thanks for listening overall. I'll keep my mouth shut so you guys can enjoy the ride. But yeah, I look forward to, posting some more vids of the new bike when I get it in, and then maybe we keep this one, maybe we don't, I'm not sure. Again, gotta keep the lady happy at home. And we'll go from there. I'm really excited for the future content. Thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna go ahead and shut up now.